I never imagined my marriage would collapse in such a cold, humiliating way. For years, I truly believed what we shared was indestructible. We had built a life together, a home we filled with memories, a son we both adored, and countless dreams for the future. Yet, looking back now, I see that the cracks had started forming long before everything finally broke. It began quietly. Late nights at the office, she said, were tied to meetings. I wanted to believe her. Then came the weekend business trips, happening almost every other week. They planted small doubts in my mind, but never quite enough to confront her. Soon she started stepping outside to take calls, whispering into the phone, deliberately turning her face away as if hiding something. When I asked if anything was wrong, if there was something she wasn't telling me, she'd explode defensively, accusing me of being paranoid. Part of me wanted to accept her excuses. I kept convincing myself she was just overworked, that maybe I was imagining things. But deep down, that heavy knot of unease never left. Then, one Friday night, she rushed out saying she had a client dinner, and in her haste, she forgot to turn off location sharing. I tried to resist checking, but curiosity, or maybe fear, won. When I opened the app and saw her pinned at a hotel across town, my chest tightened and my heart pounded so hard it stole my breath. I sat frozen for nearly 20 minutes, trying to create innocent explanations, but deep down, I already knew. Eventually, I grabbed my keys, driven by a desperate need for truth. The entire drive there, I rehearsed excuses in my head, clinging to the faint hope that I was wrong. Yet somewhere inside, I already understood. My hands trembled as I knocked on the hotel door, feeling like I was stepping off a cliff. When it opened, a man I vaguely recognized stood there. He wore a shirt I remembered, one she'd bought for a coworker's birthday. His eyes met mine, calm and indifferent. "She's with me now," he said evenly. And then she appeared behind him. Not ashamed, not remorseful, just cold and dismissive. Something inside me shattered. I didn't yell, plead, or demand an explanation. I simply turned away, knowing our life together had ended in that instant. The days that followed were a blur of sleepless nights and wordless pain. But slowly, the shock hardened into determination. I began gathering proof, credit card statements, deleted messages, old emails. I copied everything, preparing for battle. Once I had enough, I hired a sharp divorce attorney who specialized in cases like mine. Together, we filed on grounds of adultery. Weeks later, we all sat down for settlement talks. She arrived with him, both of them looking triumphant, as if they'd already won. He sat across from me with that same smug expression from the hotel, expecting me to crumble. But then something changed. Her lawyer entered, confident, composed, tailored suit, the air of someone used to winning. Yet when his eyes met mine, I saw the color drain from his face. His posture stiffened, his jaw locked tight. In that instant, I knew I had the advantage. He remembered me. Years earlier, I'd been part of an internal investigation that exposed a massive fraud scheme, a case that had nearly destroyed a major company. He'd been a junior counsel back then, and the fallout had almost ended his career before it began. My work in uncovering the truth had left a mark he clearly hadn't forgotten. Seeing me there reminded him that I wasn't someone easily intimidated or silenced. From that moment, everything shifted. Their arrogance evaporated, replaced by cautious offers for quiet settlements and quick resolutions. But I wasn't there to settle quietly. My lawyer and I stood firm. Each time they pushed for compromise, we refused to bend. This wasn't about money or property anymore. It was about principle, about my son's future, and reclaiming my self-respect. When the judgment finally came, it felt like breaking the surface after years underwater. The court granted me full custody of my son, recognizing what I had always known, that while she was lost in her affair, he had been neglected. I kept the house too, ensuring my son had the same safe place to grow up. The weight I'd carried for so long began to lift. Not long after the divorce, I heard she moved in with the man she'd chosen, but it didn't last. Soon enough, word reached me that he was cheating on her too. She had to taste the same betrayal she'd once served me. Hearing that brought a strange mix of vindication and weariness. Even now, on quiet nights when my son is asleep, my mind drifts back to that hotel hallway. The pounding in my chest, the bitter taste of realization that our life was over. I still remember her eyes. Not guilty, not regretful, just detached, as if I'd already become a stranger. For a long time, that memory haunted me, looping endlessly like a cruel film I couldn't escape. But with time, its power faded. Now, when I think of that night, I don't just see the end. I see the beginning. The moment illusion gave way to truth. That night wasn't only the death of my marriage. It was the birth of a stronger version of myself. I may never understand why she threw it all away. The home, the vows, the family. But I've stopped tormenting myself with questions that have no answers. What matters is that I endured. More than that, I rebuilt. I walked through the storm with my son beside me, my head high, vowing never to let anyone take my strength again. Looking back, I can see how every piece of it, the betrayal, the investigation, the legal battles, shaped me into someone far more resilient than I ever thought possible. Whatever comes next, I know I have the power to face it.